Mr. Lynch, David is like Mr. Lynch. Can you hear me from here? Because, and if he can't believe it. It's a Friday once again. 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 Once again. Once again. Here in Naples. Today are totally cloudy, totally exaggerated, perhaps, but surely mostly cloudy. Yes, also perhaps and say midday skies, perhaps for me midday it's an adjective, basically it's equivalent to variable, adjective that means a clear sunny day alternated or with cloud sky, is cut to in general, vice versa, seems like case of today, or vice versa, meaning if I bit, meant to say, not to totally mostly cloudy, it's better to say in general mostly cloudy, is cut to in general, and at the moment tutto seems very still now, perhaps with the one, Evie, and see the video, yes, no, I think in general, so seems very still now, one of these, and it's early afternoon, it's noon and 20 minutes, 59 and 15, it's just, it means it's really soft, like in TV, it's like a sophisticated resource for the spring period, sta forse prezioso, because the effect chanted for yes to use and deal on effect to work on for yes weather was as past summer, as past good, non so as past winter. Now also welcome them for the spring, so all around the season complete, practically all the season, so welcome for yes weather was, particularly the spring, we as you know 2 weeks ago, practically 2 weeks ago, 2 Friday ago, on March 20th, and 2 years as in Italy at 10, 1 a.m. Yes, as absolutely, io mi fico poi sono buono, ci vedo così di. I'm sure that twice the amazing society in sense of pose effect che è uscito a Chinese spectrum perhaps paradoxal for me and the industry intero wishes for some di autumn di winter factor some society for the autumn once again ci sort for the winter adjective cold so not as general si serve so cazzi adjective as regards the degrees at least for me was something so if you do absolutely complete and it's an in last yes, and if you enter in the spring 5 weeks ago, so that the time it's still cold here, but I don't feel cold, but I feel cool less than people as perhaps insomma no, and for the fact that I repeat this thing always during winter periods, weather reports including this year, not only the past years, but also this year, the fact that thanks to a series of practice following the same particular to practice, I always start to feel the cold, and so for this I don't feel cold, but I feel cold less, I say just before than other people, and so this in fact I don't feel so other people, but I think from one side, one end I think of not because if you call another side, another end, or another lead, no, another side, another end, I think, adesso non si pensa I think 90% difficult. In general, in this period for me good, but a bit is still cold here, still, but I scatto stazione, I don't know, perché se mi dici ci sono visits, una tutto completo, infatti non mi sembra più una visione. It's a Friday once again, nessuno ha visto fuori la serie Friday. It's a Friday once again, nessuno ha visto fuori la serie Friday. It's a Friday once again, nessuno ha visto fuori la serie Friday. I should never do this. I should never do this. Fantastic Electric, Blue, Dark, Blue and White, this is the 6 Razor, non sto nella forza, because also the previous fifth crashed in the week of 17 Friday ago, but in the same week in which it crashed, I've been starting using it. Yes, in the week I beat 17 Friday, 16 Friday ago, yes, it should be 17 Friday ago. This is beautiful, you can notice the previous black, red and also white, the fifth, repeat for the crash. Now this is obviously good because you know, and yes, I also lost conto in like the record and speak about the breakfast that yes, previous you to 1 year, 1 time, that you better visit friend which says you show it is easy to you, why it is good is because you know, and yes, for the moment, and only for the noise, it my bed this 30 minutes, and to this now for the moment I go around because you know, I have to think also for aspects, and so now should you better once again, perhaps just if you enjoy well, so this is a close shot, so you know that's dark blue. And for the colors, memories, mini photos, if I crossed the photo, was blue and white, so but in this case, I liked, yes, I liked the blue, while this is dark blue, so that's, so, and for other aspects, I also remember so me the first one is in story reports, but I can't show to you them because I don't have them. So first one, OS also repeated this is sick reason nostro reports in general for this information di questa vlog su da porte vince senza santa non so se mi saccando sta per sotto obligio che non c'è senso si può si mi mettere mi musica so se penso also is very cheap very good. Linea vedi finché tre prezzi di servizi ci si fuori fino a differenza fitting sensus altre importanti in questa atmosfera ci vedi si vede vedi se Essersi cortine sono così corte in genere, a se mi ripeti in tant'anni, ci usiamo perfetto. Se si suppone che a giornata se ne ripeti si Sky and I es minder att si ripeti mostly cloud. In fact, considering che trengo la stessa e cose così poi si riesce a vertings, fick poi I'm not sure that late afternoon at became it's went darker, bleaker and also that my training front a few months back really very close so perhaps on one side one better see it will have heavier rain or in general also that my training was I think fact yes now should be a light rain or in general it's just see what happens. Because essendo studente pagina su Wizard si può su inizia che è che mi scrive today very really clear su bad maximum to salite con so se io tipo di non ti porti in flash non flash experiences se un porti in sassa non va martin so me so borsi per scorti in particolare third party only for so no it was the best scorti was a beautiful day with beautiful painted with branches e poi non ti passa il fatto che per scorti non using the meta three non come section quanto da first one per fortuna ora one of them si riva come section non fi continua test di quelle fin si shot in armi and on one side one in fico yes see the green flowers on the flowers mix instruments. Allora, infatti, notte in bed, ci in bed, si lascia prese il festival video, which produce show to you, dovete scattare sfide per sentire, classico mitico, quindi classico mitico, se sono lo stato mitico, mia da amico Roma. Ora, due prospettive, also organizzate perché shot single, adesso shot con entrare really on November 1, so 2 years should be, you know, so 2 years not sure mental single for then for the press curtain beat beautiful very good beautiful painter branches up also for the first routine story reports per routine e different remarks stati dise e magari things the routine di cover major version di still the cara routine I'm going to smith to cingit but one day sono down alle cingit e was saying this shot so sorriti so fact buff when this the color show lo so this but when this was che si meglio a si rende le test picture senza si si prese cortiere bit di quei cortieri bit per te si si per essere stare storia part cara cortieri fosse che non come certi now si di si edit sono in cortieri sorry attribute expression non sono is perfect times as well as it is picture synthesis but also and always better visible for me and its entirety l'inizio shot ti si può si mitico il genere shot. Sigara de Green, uscito l'unitivismo, effettivamente attivismo, investigatismo, resto club, si importa tutto il sovietico attivismo, e non si vede, essa, in specie accento sul rettino sovietico, sul vale, o sovietico, repeat once again, but also always better visible for me, its sentirity, quindi shot si consumire, shot. And finally, from a mythical keyboard and Ajax 64 PG, 630 revolution di Chiesa Suprema Generation. And it's a week also for weeks one, so now let's just fucking meet it. John 31st, my garden 24th was is also the birthday of my Colonte, is the birthday. My Colonte also known as the Peaks Sheriff Department to the country, because much for me, the case the one and the same, so there the same team, the same person. And yes, my great things on last March 22, I uploaded my first version of early interpretation track, visual track del gioco Magnetic Fragment 2. It's a masterpiece. Josie and Truman from the Big Season 2, in fact, dedicated to Michael Owens Exit 30, but original was dedicated to Exit 30, but perfect to upload it on March 22. I dedicated it also to my Strangers by the 89 30, and if there,